Hello students, today we are going to start with our first chapter, Standard 6, chapter number 1, the evolution of computer. Now, first thing, what is meant by evolution? Evolution means process of change over a period of time. Means fr- from a period of time the things will get changed. For example, us humans, were not first human. What we were first? Ape, correct? We transform means evolve from ape to a human, right? Same like that, computers also evolve. At previous time, computers were so huge, slow, not so fast, but nowadays you can see how computer size are getting smaller and the speed is getting increased. It is too much fast nowadays. So we will see the all the evolution from first generation to five generation. There are five generations of computer. We will see all that. But before that, like we evolved from ape to humans. So like that also computers evolved from calculators, not computers. What? Calculators. So first we will see the basics of array age calculators, which calculators human use and why we are learning calculators while the chapter name is evolution of computer. That will also I tell you in a short period of time. Now let's see. But before calculators also, they were not directly calculators. For example, see, in Stone Age time, there were not number system like 1, 2, 3 like that. So what was happening at that time? If, for example, any human want to count anything, like for example, how many numbers of apple or fruit he have. So what you basically do, you don't count like 1, 2, 3. What you do, the number of stones they uses the calculating system as pebbles, means stones or sticks or bones to calculate anything. So what they basically, if he has five apple, he draw like this sticks or on ground like this 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that he used to count that. Or for example, if they want to calculate the height, length, they what use? They uses ropes, right? To calculate the distance, for example like this 10 meter like that. They uses ropes. So now afterwards what happening, if it is simple for up to 10 or maximum 20, but if you want to count more than like for example 500 or 1000, then he will draw like this. No, otherwise he will do stone pebbles like that. No, it is a hectic one and it is impossible type thing. What happened that if he put like this stick, if one stick went by air or someone replace it, the calculation got messed up. So afterwards they invented calculators to calculate things. So what was the first calculator? First calculator was abacus. Abacus is the first calculator in human history. When was it invented? You can see this. Before 300 to 500 BC. Means how much old the calculator abacus is. It was invented between 300 to 500 BC. Who uses this? Greek, Roman, Chinese and Indian civilization. This civilization uses this abacus. What was the function? What we can perform on this abacus? We can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, right? Everyone should be familiar with abacus, am I right? So we will see now design. What was the frame? See, the upper deck means heaven. This you can see this deck. This is called as heaven. One bit means this one. What is the value of this? 5 units. And these are lower bits, which is called as earth. What is the value of that one bit? One bit consists of 1 unit, right? This upper is called as heaven, this lower is called as earth. The value of one bit is 5, value of one bit is 1 and it is separated by a middle rod, correct? This is called as middle bar. We separate these two. What is the fact? The Japanese version of this means we say this abacus, but Japanese people say soroban, right? They had a different version, some little bit difference in that. They used to call it as soroban. Now Napier's bone. This was the second calculator. Napier's bone. Who invented this? John Napier. So that's why its name is Napier's bone. John Napier's was John Napier's a Scottish mathematician. In which year he invented? In 1617. He invented. What was the specification of this calculator? The specification was it could find square root of a number. Multiplication and division Abacus can also do, right? So what was the specification? Find square root of a number. Before this calculator, no other calculator can find the square root of a number. This could find the square root of a number. Design. It consists of 9 strips or bone. Everyone will get confused why there is bone, here bone, here bone. See, this was invented in 1670. At that time, iron, stainless steel was not basically used, so they use just bone or wood also. Why not wood? Basically they use just bone because bone are as strong as iron, correct? They will not get rust or they will not break easily. Wood can break easily after a period of use. Wood get damaged, but bones don't get damaged, so that's why they use just bone and with numbers written on them, means bone on which carving has been done by man, and what numbers will be written on that in such a way. How many strips are there? There are 9 strips. In exam they may ask you how many strips are there in Napier's bone. It is 9. Some student will get confused, sir, here are 10 strips, then why we are saying 9 strips? So see, basically the 0 1 is not considered. Considering is from 1 to this. How many strips are there? 9. So Napier's bone consists of 9 strips. Number written on them. Then strips are arranged in such a way that we can perform multiplication and division of a large number. Could done easily, right? See how we can do. I will show you. 4. For how much I want 4 6 are, for example 4 6 are, right? What is 24? Another one example, 7 fours are. What is 7 fours are? 28. Like this. We can find multiplication. Now division. See for example 28. 28 fours are 7. Correct? Then sorry. 28 multiplied by 4 is equal to 7. Another one 30. 30 divided by 5. Answer will be 6. Correct? In this way they do multiplication and division. Next, Pascal's calculator. Who invented? Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician, invented this Pascal's calculator. In which year? 1642. What was the specialty? It was the first ever mechanical calculating machine or calculator. What is the specialty? First ever mechanical calculating machine or calculator. Design. Pascaline contain a sequence of wheel-shaped dials. You can see these dials, these wheel-shaped dials. To enter the input number and output aperture, means to input any number with the help of this wheel we can input the numbers. To enter a number the wheel has to be rotated clockwise, this wheel. In which way? Clockwise way. For example, this is a wheel like this, correct? Clockwise, means in the form which our clock moves. In which way? In exam they will ask you, you should write rotate in clockwise direction. So what was the drawback of this? We could not add big number. Why we couldn't add big number? Because here you can see, here are how many apertures? Only 8. Means only up to 8 digit you can add any number, not more than 8 digit. And it perform multiplication and division by repetitive addition and subtraction. Means if I want to multiply anything, so basically what I will do, for example, multiply 4 plus 4 8 plus 4 12, like this. If I want to calculate 4 into 3, I will do like this, 4 plus 4 plus 4, then I will get the answer 12, like this. And same for division, means subtract. For example 25 are, so I will minus 5 15 minus 10 minus 5, like this 0. See, 20 divided by 5, like this. It was a hectic one for division also. We need to perform repetitive addition and subtraction. to do that. See here, you can see from here you can insert the number and the calculator will give us the answer. 8 wheels. In which direction wheels move? In clockwise direction, right? And what is the specification? First ever mechanical calculator. Now next, arithmometer. Who invented this calculator? Thomas de Colmar invented this calculator in year 1820. What was the specification? Specification was it was based on a Lebesgue technology. This was its specification based on Lebesgue technology. As every another calculator, it could perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Nothing special. But special thing is here. It was the first successful and mass-produced calculator to be used in offices. Now you will get confused. What is meaning of mass-produced, right? Mass produce means production of anything on a large scale is called as mass produce. For example, see, everyone uses sanitizer and mask, right? But no one uses at a great number, large number. When we use this in our pandemic, corona pandemic, at that time everyone was using mask, right? Everyone was using sanitizer. So we can say that at the period of pandemic, the production of sanitizer and mask was at mass produce, right? Mass produce means the production level at a large scale is called as mass produce. Lebesgue improved to Pascaline means this technology improved the Pascaline calculator. Here is the image. You can see that arithmeter. Then next, difference engine. Who invented difference engine? Charles Babbage. Do you know who is Charles Babbage? Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. Why he is called as father of computer? I will tell you in a short period. When he invented in 19th century. What was the specific feature of this calculator? It was the first automatic mechanical calculator. And what was Pascaline? Pascaline was first mechanical calculator. And difference engine is first automatic mechanical calculator. There is slightly difference. Huh? This is mechanical and sorry, that is Pascaline was mechanical calculator and this is first automatic mechanical calculator. What parts were it consist of? Consist of two main parts: calculating mechanism and printing and control mechanism. These are two main parts of this calculator. What was we can say drawback also? It could hold up to 7 numbers. How many numbers? Only 7 numbers. But with up to 31 digit means it could hold to 7 number and one number could hold up to 31 digit, not more than 31 digit it could hold. And what was the specification? Reuse result. It could reuse the result. Means for example, I write there 5 plus 5. The answer will be 10. Correct? So I could perform another addition, subtraction, multiplication on this 10. For example, 10 plus 2, 12. Like this. This was happening only on this engine, difference engine. Before that, we cannot do this. And another one fun fact, it could print the answer. See, before all the calculators, they could only show us or we can think, this will be the answer. But here is the twist. It could print the answer, not just show them, right? And this is our last calculator, analytical engine. Who invented this? Same Charles Babbage. When? After the difference engine. Means first he invented different engine. After few period of time he invented analytical engine. See, analytical engine is also known as the ancestor of modern computer. Ancestor means today's all computers are based on this analytical engine functions. So that's why, as I told you, why Charles Babbage is known as father of computer, because of his this analytical engine. This is called as ancestor. On this basis, means the functionality or formula or method we can say. With the help of this engine, computers were invented. So that's why he is called as father of computer, Charles Babbage. What were the components? There were how many components? 5. Which were those? Input, output, control, store, and mill. Store is also known as memory, and mill is known as CPU. But while in exam you write input, output, control, store, and mill. If they ask you which were the two main components which were further used in modern computers, so you will write store and the mill. Right, these two components, store and the mill. See, the next, programming instructions were used to use this calculator. To use this calculator, we need to give instruction in what? Programming languages. We need to give instruction. And legacy, today's computers are based on this idea, as I told you. That's why Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. See, this is the image. Class, now you understand everything. What was the first computer? How was computer? I will just recap in a short period. See, Abacus was the first computer invented in 300 to 500 BC. Who uses? Greek, Roman, Chinese, and even Indian civilization. What could it perform? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. This upper deck is called as heaven. This lower deck is called as earth. The value of a single bit is 5 in heaven, and value of a single bit is 1 in earth. And this middle bar separate these two. Right? Chinese version is known as Sorwan. Then Napier's bone. Napier's bone is also called as Napier's rod. Who invented? John Napier. Who was he? Scottish mathematician. In year 1617. It was the first calculator to find square root of a number. It consists of how many strips? 9. Right? And we could do multiplication and division of a large number easily with the help of Napier's bone. Next was Pascal's calculator. Who invented? Blaise Pascal invented. Who was he? A French mathematician in year 1642. What was specification of this calculator? This was first ever mechanical calculator or machine. See, with the help of wheels, we can input the numbers. In which direction these wheels move? These wheels rotate in clockwise direction, and we could perform only addition and subtraction easily. But sorry, the Pascaline could we could perform addition and subtraction, but we couldn't perform multiplication and division. If we need to perform that, we need to repeatedly do addition for multiplication and subtraction for division, and it could hold up to only 8 numbers, not more than 8 numbers. Then arithmometer. Who invented? Thomas de Colmar in year 1820. It could perform basic addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It was based on Lebesgue technology. It was the first successful and mass-produced computer. Why? Because it uses in offices, and Lebesgue improved to Pascaline. Right? Next one, difference engine. Who invented difference? Charles Babbage. Charles Babbage is known as father of computer. In 19th century, it was first automatic mechanical calculator. First mechanical calculator was Pascaline, and this is first automatic mechanical calculator. Which two parts were the main parts of this mechanical? Calculating mechanical and printing and control mechanical. What was the drawback as well as good? Drawback was it could hold up to 7 numbers up to only 31 digits. This was drawback. And advantage was reuse of result. We could reuse the results. And fun fact was the answers it could print the answer, not just show them. Means it could print the answers. Second, analytical. Who is Charles Babbage only. When after the difference engine, means first he invented different engine, afterwards he invented analytical engine. Analytical engine is also known as the ancestor of modern computer. What? Ancestor. What were the 5 main components? Input, output, control, store, and the mill. These were the 5 main components. First to use programming instruction, and legacies. Today's computer are based on this idea. Understood, student? If anyone had any doubt, you can pin down in comments. I will resolve that. And if you want this PDF, I will share this PDF in description. You can download from there. Thank you so much, students. Have a great day.